Hi, thank you for joining me. In this second part of the gospel, the good news about what God has done to save sinners, I want to talk about us, you and me. In the first part, I talked about God. He's the creator, He owns it all, He's holy, and He's given us perfect laws to obey perfectly. But you and I, we have a problem. We do not obey God's laws perfectly. We are sinners. The Bible says that there are none righteous, not even one, that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. You and me are sinners. Some of our lives are on fire, where we look at an individual and we can see in their life the way they rebel against God. It's overt. They hate Him. And they are suffering now in their sin. Others of us, we are able to hide our sin better, where our lives are not so obviously immoral. Our hearts betray us. The one who knows the number of hairs on your head knows your heart. For example, one of the commandments says, do not commit adultery. And Jesus said, I tell you, if you lust after a woman in your heart, you have committed adultery. The law is deeper than just do this or don't do that, say this or don't say that. It goes down to the core of who you are, at the heart level. At the heart level, do you love Him or do you rebel against Him? The wages of our sin, what we have earned by sinning against God, it is death. And on that final day, when we are judged, God will rightly cast us into hell. And there we will suffer for eternity His wrath. This does not mean that God is not just. This does not mean that God is not good. This does not mean that God does not love. He does. But you have to remember the first part. God is holy. And in Him, there is no darkness. When we sin against the holy and eternal God, our sin is greater, even the most innocent sin you can think of. It is far greater than what we think it is. The penalty shows us that. The problem is worse. We are sinners, and we are under the penalty of sin, death, and eternal punishment. And we can't do anything about it. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that I can do to save myself from God. I have sinned against Him. I have offended Him. I have broken His law, and there's no amount of good that I can do. I can't volunteer at a soup kitchen. I can't give enough money to charity. I can't volunteer my time enough. There's not enough puppy dogs in the world that I can adopt. There's not enough food packets I can send to continents overseas to earn His favor, to dig myself out of the hole that I am in, to get rid of what I have earned for Him. See, even the best things that I have done, they're like filthy rags before Him. The best thing that I have ever done, I have not done it in love to Him with all my heart and all my soul, all my mind, and all my strength. I have fallen short of the glory of God. And you have fallen short of the glory of God. You have earned the wages of your sin. This is our problem. You and I are the same. There's nothing that we can do. In the third part, we have hope. In these words, but God. God has done something to save sinners who deserve His wrath, who will suffer His penalty, who have offended Him. He has done something to save us from Him. God is determined to save some from himself. I hope you found this enlightening. I hope you found this convicting. And until next time, when we learn about the mercy and grace of God, grace and peace and blessings from God.